Can you hear me in the background? Yeah. Cool. It's not gonna be cute. This is not gonna be cute, I promise.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
Could you turn it up, please? Hello, doctor. Binder on or off? Tears on or off? Should I look more miserable or more sane? Am I a threat to myself or to you? And if I were to deceive you, do you think you're clever enough to catch me in my trans deception? We're so well known to be deceptive after all. You gotta be careful with us. I hear we're all crazy. You all think we're crazy, don't you? You're too well educated to say it, but I can see you feeling it. I can see the fear in your eyes. I can see it in the 5 more than necessary, invasive, irrelevant questions I get asked every time I go into your praxis. I can see it every time you tell me, yeah, the system is very unfair and all the gatekeeping is so inhumane, you're right. But when you have a chance to actually undermine this system, I'm sorry, my hands are tied. I hear the trans people, they're so manipulative, clever. They catch up on things so they can use them later for their advantage, but also kind of stupid, not really in charge of their own well-being. Self-destructive, the lot of them. Why else would they put you in charge of making their decisions for them? I recognize that fear blossoming in your eyes. When the weight of your responsibility for me dawns on you, it's a peculiar place to be, and I agree. To witness a perfectly functional, sane, autonomous human being, and yet know that you get to make decisions for them. That's why. That's why my sanity and my pride is a threat to you. Because it undermines the validity of the power you have over me. You wouldn't want to think too hard about that, would you? That's why my sanity and my pride are also a threat to you personally, aren't they? My gender, a threat to your gender. Because hey, you don't have a gender, you're just the gender that you are, right? You don't need to think about that shit. But if my gender is what I say it is, then what does that say about your gender? Breathe, doctor, breathe. It's all right. I have a lot of experience handling cis fragility. Let me carry your emotions. I'll hold your hands throughout the whole process. Not physically, of course. Metaphorically, because I respect your physical boundaries and your physical autonomy. Oh, I should take it off. You're an endocrinologist, but I guess, why would you need to listen to my lungs? I just had a GP test my lungs 2 days ago. I guess it doesn't hurt to check twice, right? Oh, who's that? That's not my girlfriend, no. That's just my friend. I brought her here just because I wanted someone with me. Not because I don't trust you or anything, just, oh, what's my actual sexual orientation? That's a relevant question for you. I understand why you need to know that. You get access to all the information about me. You get to ask me anything. Do I like vaginal intercourse? You get to ask me any question you like because your hand holds the pen and I just really need that testosterone prescription. Look, doctors and therapists and nurses of the world, I'm gonna need you to examine something. If you're gonna tell me about your ethical responsibility, I'm gonna need you to realize that the system that you claim is meant to protect me is just meant to protect insurance companies. And if you have a shred of actual ethical responsibility, you would realize that every time you're faced with a person like me, you have to make a choice. And if you choose them over us, I'm the one who can't trust you to take care of my well-being. How is there ever going to be healing in this healthcare system? I'm going to need you to examine yourselves for a change. First, you're gonna have to admit to yourself, just in private, that maybe, even just subconsciously, a part of you thinks you deserve to have power over me. And then, maybe you need to examine the fact that a part of you thinks that it's maybe natural that the cis have power over the trans, that the white Germans have the power that they have over the brown Germans, and of course the immigrants. And then you're gonna have to sit with that, and what that means to you, and about you as a person, and what that means to you about the nations you're representing, and what the fuck you're gonna do about it. And meanwhile, I'm gonna have to keep going to you. Meek, tears on, binder off, miserable, and meek. You love to see us meek. It puts you at ease. That way you get to save us and revel in your kindness and generosity. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much.